Is Power Ranger Samurai good? Every Power Ranger season ranked. This is by Gun Leo. If you don't know who Gun Leo is, he's a viral like TikTok editor. He does Power Rangers, Super Sentai edits, Kamen Rider edits. He does fire edits online, also on specifically on TikTok.
MMPR or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin.
Now the way that I'm
Me personally, Mighty Morphin C tier. Get up out of here. You were the first, but that doesn't mean you're the best.
gonna do it, I'm gonna put all the
If anything, hot take, Mighty Morphin doesn't get good until after the movie. Like, nothing in the show actually matters until after the movie.
MMPR is a weird one because yeah, it's the OG, but at the same time, like I know that it's not good. It has its moments. Definitely has charm. MMPR isn't as great as everyone says, and is only carried by nostalgia.
Which is true.
Yeah.
And the only people who have that nostalgia are the people who were born during that era. So that's an even smaller portion of the fan base. Which is also the loudest portion of the fan base. It's like, let's be real, the majority of Power Ranger fans are like late 90s, like Gen Z. Gen Z carries the bulk of the Power Rangers fandom. Everyone who's like 80s kids that grew up in the early 90s and grew up with Mighty Morphin, y'all not really tapped in for real. Unless like it's your job as a content creator to be tapped into Power Rangers and all that stuff. Or if you stuck through and watched the entire franchise up to Dino Fury or Cosmic Fury. Those are the only like early 90s fans who actually pay attention to Power Rangers as a brand. Everybody else is like the bulk of Power Rangers fans are Gen Z. And the majority of Gen Z did not grow up with Mighty Morphin. A lot of us started in the Disney era with like SPD and Ninja Storm.
I don't want to tell you, like, it is carried by nostalgia, but at the same time, it's the first season. Like, you can't really fault it for it.
Now, I will say, in the defense of 90s fans, in the defense of Mighty Morphin fans, a lot of them did not know that like that Power Rangers would become this thing. To a lot of 90s fans, Mighty Morphin was just Power Rangers. It wasn't the Morphin Grid, it wasn't Shattered Grid, it wasn't a Power Ranger Samurai and Lost Galaxy and all this other shit. They just thought Mighty Morphin was gonna be the end all be all. They didn't know about Super Sentai. No one had access to Super Sentai unless you knew somebody who would import pirated episodes from Japan or some shit, which was very rare. You had to know a nigga who knows somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I give y'all that. Y'all didn't know Mighty Morphin was gonna be what Power Rangers is today. But that's the only. That's as far as my grace will go.
Story-wise, it's good. It has the Green Ranger arc. It has Jason, Trini, and Zach leaving, Rocky, Aisha, and Adam.
I think the thing about Mighty Morphin that makes it so popular is Tommy. Like when you hear 90s fans talking about Mighty Morphin, it's literally just the Green Ranger arc and when Tommy comes back as the White Ranger, and nothing else matters. Like even in the show, a lot of the characters don't get development the way they should unless it revolves around Tommy. Kimberly doesn't get developed unless it's about Tommy. Jason doesn't get development unless he's going back and forth with Tommy. Like, you see what the problem is? It was just the Tommy Oliver show for like a season and a half, and then the OG cast, the original Red, Black, and Yellow Rangers left the show and got replaced, and Tommy low key became the de facto leader of the Mighty Morphin Rangers. And then that bled into Zeo and Turbo. Like the White Ranger and Mighty Morphin might as well have been the Red Ranger. Like, yeah, Rocky was red, but no one was really thinking Rocky was a believable leader. He was just he just filled the slot. You know what I'm saying?
So for that, I'm gonna put it in A.
I'm putting that shit in C.
Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Get it out of
The
here.
idea is cool. The Rangers getting turned into kids by Master Vile.
It should have just been a ninja season. It makes no sense. Alien Rangers was based on Kaku Ranger, which is a ninja themed season, but they don't do the ninja themed season in Alien Rangers. But for some reason they do the ninja theme in the movie. Wouldn't it make sense to debut the ninja suits in the movie and have the ninjetti suits be like a civilian form before they turn into the Ninja Rangers? Like, I feel like that makes more sense than what they actually went with in the show. Because it just created a team of characters that no one really cared about until the Mighty Morphin team got older. and became the Zeo Rangers.
The Alien Rangers were alright. Never really made sense why they wouldn't just, not make them aliens. I'm gonna put it in C. I'm just gonna put it in C. It's not that serious. Zeo. Ooh. Y'all.
Zeo, I'll give
I love Zeo.
I'll give Zeo.
Wait a second. Zeo's really good to me. It has the same charm as MMPR. Not so heavy on the storyline. Jason coming back as Gold is so top tier. I love the Morpher. Double wrist, clean. But yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say about Zero except for like no continuous plot. Like I rely heavily on that because I don't want to watch a show where it's just Power Rangers pop up and then villain comes and then they defeat him and then they're done. I'm gonna put it in A. Power Rangers Turbo. I don't really have a lot to say about the season if I'm being.
TJ's not the worst Red Ranger, but he, like I said in my other Power Rangers vid, he is a placeholder Red Ranger. I don't care what anyone says. The only reason y'all gas TJ up is because Tommy said so. I will stick by that to the day I die. Your standard for TJ being a good character is, oh, Tommy gave him the cosign so that makes him a good Red Ranger. That's like, oh fucking gay.
Real. I'll say a couple words. Hot take, but I think the show got better when they did the power transfer because it felt like a breath of fresh air. I just like the fact that we got an all new cast.
Fun fact about me, the first time I was ever exposed to like 90s Power Rangers, the Turbo movie was the first time I ever knew that like there was an older version of Power Rangers, because I had known like SPD and Mystic Force and Jungle Fury and stuff. So seeing Justin, a kid Power Ranger, that shit had me hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Or 10 or 11, whatever little age he was, and y'all were watching him. TJ is low mid as a Red Ranger. Carlos, I love Carlos. Ashley.
Nah.
Cassie. Yeah.
Talk to me nice, Cassie. Hold on.
I'm glad they got 2 seasons. That's all.
Talk to me nice.
I'm gonna put Turbo in C.
Bro,
C is probably.
Nigga, Cassie and them pigtails. And bro, Cassie with the pigtails and the overalls on. Stop playing with me, bro. Listen.
Where it deserves to be, especially because I think that main cast gets overshadowed by how well they did in space. Power Rangers in Space, one of, if not the best season in many people's opinion. Automatic S. S for Space. How about we do that?
In Space is an S tier season. This is the season that literally saved the Power Rangers brand from dying. Turbo was so bad that if In Space didn't do well, Power Rangers would have been over. It would have been over with Turbo because the ratings were so bad. That will forever be. Any season that can stop a brand from dying is an S tier season. That's why for me, Samurai is an S tier season. Like Samurai for me is it's literally the second coming of Mighty Morphin.
Power Rangers in Space is the first season where there's a continuous story. There's plot points every single episode that lead into the main problem, the characters facing their personal issues. Andros trying to find his sister. Where the hell is Zordon? The Psycho Rangers that whole
kill Zordon.
Lost Galaxy.
Top 5 season for me. That's
GOAT season. Leo, great Red Ranger. Kendricks, probably.
I love Lost Galaxy because when I first saw Lost Galaxy, it was on Saturday mornings, right? Back when this was like the early 2010s when CW4Kids was Vortex. I hadn't had cable, but I still wanted to watch Power Rangers. Lost Galaxy filled that Power Rangers gap that Samurai left behind when I didn't have cable. You know what I'm saying? And also, I love that Lost Galaxy started the trend of not having to recycle the same cast for a Power Ranger season. It was just a fresh cast, a fresh storyline, and it started that tradition with every new season. You got a new roster of Rangers. So I can appreciate that Lost Galaxy did that. That to me is what makes it S tier.
Probably the best example of being a heart of the team. Maya.
Maya is literally Power Ranger Starfire. If you've seen Starfire in any Teen Titans media or any comics, Maya is literally Power Rangers' equivalent of Starfire.
Maya. Yeah, Lost Galaxy is great. Leo ripping off his shirt for no reason except for maybe fan service to the moms watching Power Rangers with their kids. Magna Defender, oh,
Love that story.
great Sixth Ranger. His storyline, one
I
of
don't
the
think Magna
saddest.
Defender. I don't think Magna Defender was an actual Ranger. I think Mike was a Ranger, but not Magna Defender. He was more like he was an anti-hero. He had his own mission to get revenge for his son. I don't think Magna Defender counts as a Sixth Ranger. Mike 100%. He actually joined the team. Magna Defender didn't.
Mike coming back after dying in the first episode, he's a little underwhelming as a Sixth Ranger. I feel like they could have done a lot more. He's still a great character that they introduced again. Say I'm gonna put it in A. I know it's not
I'm
S
putting that
tier.
in S.
It does get like lost in the back of people's minds. Sometimes we're talking about like best seasons ever. Lightspeed Rescue. Lightspeed Rescue is a difficult one for me.
I personally feel like Lightspeed Rescue, while it's one of the better written seasons, one of the more mature seasons, I always feel like Lightspeed Rescue is like one of the more forgettable seasons too. Like unless you're an older fan of the show and you've watched Lightspeed Rescue, you're gonna forget that the show even exists. Like every time I try to name each season in order, always try to like quiz myself and see how many seasons I can remember. I always forget that Lost Galaxy was followed up with Lightspeed Rescue. Every time I go from Lightspeed Rescue, I go from not Lightspeed Rescue. I go from Lost Galaxy straight to Time Force, and I keep forgetting about Lightspeed Rescue.
Lightspeed Rescue is good. I think it's one of the only seasons that is heavily carried by like the individual Rangers and not what happens in the seasons. It is really well written. Like Joel with Miss Fairweather, Captain Mitchell being a mentor to Carter. There's not much bad I can say about Lightspeed Rescue. I think I'm gonna put Lightspeed Rescue in B, but I'm gonna put it in B, just regular mid. You know.
Time Force is A.
Automatically. Time Force
For me,
S.
it's A.
The most plot-driven Ranger season, in my opinion. You have Wes.
I ain't gonna lie, Time Force got some of the best drama in Power Rangers. Hands down, some of the best drama in Power Rangers. I'd say it damn near rivals Evil Tommy.
His dad, Eugen, getting revenge for Alex. Rancic is a great villain. The storyline was just...
And then you find out Alex isn't actually dead and he's trying to convince Time Force to go back to the future. Jen doesn't want to go because she's falling in love with Wes. Like that's crazy. Jen had a love triangle with the same bloodline. That shit was shit. You want to talk about keeping it in the family? Hey, yo. That girl Jen was conflicted.
Great. Eric is a top 3 Sixth Ranger. He's the first like anti-hero. He's also a Red Ranger. Can't really. There's not much to be said. Like everybody knows about Time Force. Every time somebody tells me, you know, what season should I start with, I most likely will tell them Time Force. Wild Force is S. No, it's not. No, it's not. Wild Force is A.
It's a cool B.
Wild Force is A for sure. It's heavily carried by the team ups, in my opinion.
For
like
me,
the
it's cool
regular
B.
storyline is great. Cole with his.
The only thing I really cared about was Cole's parents and Forever Red. I can't really say I cared about anything else in Wild Force. The whole plot of Wild Force was very Cole driven, especially when you find out Master Org is the one that killed his parents and he's not actually a monster. So it's just like, other than that, what else does Wild Force have going for it?
Merrick, Zanaku, great arc. I think once Merrick gets introduced, he kind of falls off a bit. Heavily carried by team-ups. You have Forever Red. You have reinforcements from the future. For Wild Force, I'm going to put it in A. We'll put Wild Force in A. Ninja Storm, in terms of back-to-back.
Ninja Storm for me is... I want to put it in B, but I'll put it in like a low A tier. I feel like as a good like start to the Disney era, it serves its purpose. But my issue with it is it doesn't have like a serious threat. I don't see Lothar as a threat. I don't care how strong he is as a villain. But he doesn't scream villain. He's not an imposing threat to me. I don't take him serious. Him or his nieces. Like, I don't know. It's just something about. I feel like in order to have a strong story, you gotta have strong cases for your villains as well. And I just don't think Lothar does that. Like even with his origin story with Cam, I just don't. I see that and I see, and I see that and I ask, how does he go from trying to be like the best of his class in the academy to becoming a goofy ass luchador. Like where did the slapstick come in? Where did the goofiness come in?
It's the first season where the Power Rangers are actually teenagers. You got Shane, who's a skater. You got Dustin, who's a dirt biker. You got Tori, who's a surfer. Blake and Hunter are also dirt bikers. Cam is just a guy in the chair. Even the way they act, like, it's very, very, like, relatable.
Yeah, Cam might actually be the best Green Ranger. I know Tommy fans are gonna hate that, but it's like if you watched anything other than Mighty Morphin, you know why people say Cam is the best Green Ranger.
Like, I know Tommy is the GOAT and everything, no doubt, but in terms of storyline and in terms of start to finish,
it's like I said earlier, just because you're the first doesn't mean you're the best.
You know, not having to rely on, we ran out of Sentai season, we need to change Tommy's color. Cam is that guy. But yeah, Ninja Storm, easy S tier.
I'm putting it in a low A.
Easy S tier. No doubt about it. Next, Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder, this is going to be a hot take. Dino Thunder, in my opinion, was the first season where Tommy did something that actually mattered because of his Ranger history. Dino Thunder is the first time Tommy actually did something that mattered. Instead of everyone just looking at him as the GOAT because he's Tommy Oliver and he was the first the first evil Green Ranger to turn good and all that other shit. Nah, Tommy in Dino Thunder is like his best. Is Tommy Oliver at his best, is what I'm trying to say. Instead of me rambling on about shit, Tommy Oliver is at his best in Dino Thunder.
There's just everything. Great first episode, great introduction to the team. Again, sticking with the teenager theme. Trent is so...
Yo, when they debuted Trent, oh my God, I was scared of him. I was legit scared of Trent. I thought they were actually going to show murder on screen. Because the way they debuted Trent as the evil White Ranger and he put belt to all three of their asses, and then in the crossover they get their asses whooped again by the Ninja Storm team. Oh my God. It really starts to make you think, why did Tommy pick these three?
Goated. It's such a unique dynamic between Connor.
Mesagog, I think, is a elite tier villain.
Mesagog, top 3, being evil.
Dino Thunder is a high A tier.
Let me rant for a second.
I said high A tier. High A tier.
Who told y'all that Power Rangers get nerfed every time they join the team? Who? As soon as they join the good guys, they get nerfed. No.
They don't. I don't think they get nerfed. What I think is when the 6th Rangers or the additional Rangers that aren't 6 Rangers, when they join the team, they are already naturally stronger than the base roster, which is why you see them constantly getting power-ups. That's why you see the Red Ranger getting his Battleizer. It's either to match the 6th Ranger's power or to surpass it in order to beat the villain that they need to beat. It's not that they get nerfed, it's that the 6th Ranger is just naturally that strong. And you seen that when Trent first debuted and he beat the three of their asses. Even Tommy didn't know how to look.
Trent literally has 2 personalities. It's his normal personality and then the white dino gems. Does nobody pay attention to that, or is that just me? There's no complaints. S tier. Like, Dino Thunder is S tier. There's no doubt about it. SPD.
SPD, S tier. Don't care. S tier.
Come on.
S tier.
Amazing. Amazing. Jack is a Robin Hood type character who steals for the poor. He literally steals stuff and then hands it out to homeless people.
What I don't like about SPD when it comes to Jack and Z is they start out stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, taking care of the people, and then as soon as they join SPD, they start being prejudiced towards the people they were helping in the first place. I don't like that. Maybe that's some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe that's some sort of allegory for like switching up on the culture. Because I know when people start getting a little bit of power or success and fame or whatever, they start to lose themselves and forget where they came from. I understand that, so maybe that's an allegory that I'm seeing. I don't like that when Jack and Z join SPD, they just start being prejudiced towards all the aliens that are on Earth. Because not all, you know who's being sent by Emperor Grum and who's not. You know who's being sent by the villain. So it's like, why are you going to Piggy's establishment and harassing all the aliens? There's a reason they're running from you. Like, you're not just going after the aliens that are actually committing crimes. Bro, it got so bad. There's literally an episode where an alien was framed for a crime they didn't commit, and Bridge had to figure that shit out. The clip of Bridge throwing a car at a woman, that's where that came from. She framed the alien for doing something that he didn't do. It's like y'all are so quick to jump on an alien and assume they're a criminal because they're aliens, which is also a deeper allegory for how police treat innocent black folks. Yes, SPD is propaganda. I understand that, but it's still a great season. I'd say if you're gonna do propaganda, at least be more like SPD and not Time Force. I feel like SPD did it better than Time Force, but that's just me though.
More with her life. Sky that wants to be the Red Ranger, even though he's a prude, but he has a great
Sky is a great
coming to terms with being the Blue Ranger, and
Sky is the best Blue Ranger in Power Rangers. I'd say like the second, the only Blue Ranger that comes. Well, actually, nah, that's not true. I'd say like top 5 Blue Rangers: Sky, Billy, Noah, Coda. I'll give it to Maddie from Mystic Force.
why the hell did they not show Sam's face until like
The
he
last
left?
budget.
There's definitely probably like a
Budget.
budgeting reason or a
I don't think y'all understand how much money SPD spent. SPD, the Battleizer is what, the Battleizer with the shoulder pads and all that shit. That is exactly the reason why, like, there was no Mystic Force crossover. They went over budget, and especially with the final fight in the Battleizer cost a lot of money. That's why Mystic Force has a shorter episode count too. Like, y'all, I don't think y'all understand how expensive SPD was.
a filming reason or something like that. But
was
Doggy
definitely
Kruger,
budget.
top 3 mentor, no debate about it. There's 2 team ups in the season.
That's also
SPD.
That's also another reason why the budget was so short in Mystic Force. They spent all the crossover budget in SPD. Like, I'm telling y'all, SPD was the most expensive Power Ranger season in the Disney era. I'm telling you.
S tier for sure. Mystic Force. Mystic Force is a weird one because I never hated it. Seeing the things that people
TJ, I know I said I was gonna give you a break, but at least you didn't quit on your team. At least you didn't quit on your team. Nick Russell, get the fuck out of my face. This man is I said it in my other video. I hate that he just repeatedly quit. He quits on his team like 3 times. I personally feel like Chip should have been Udana's son, or they should have did the Magi Ranger thing where they're a family of wizards. Because Chip had way more heart than Nick. I honestly think he should have been Udana's son.
say online about it, like the Nick hate is so forced.
No, it is not.
I'm gonna edit it out.
No, it is not.
It is a good season. It's not
good.
goated. It's not. It's not
A.
S tier.
It's A.
Definitely gonna put it in A tier.
I was
He
fine
fuses
with
with the
that.
dragon. With a dragon. Nick is just a very underrated Red Ranger in my opinion, and I think people are too driven by other people's online opinion.
The only thing I don't like is the Zord cockpit. I don't like that their heads are sticking out of jars and shit like a genie or some shit like that. Like let Genji do that shit. Y'all needed a better Zord cockpit. I don't like that. That's probably one of the better things about the Neo Saban seasons that I like is that they had original like cockpits.
Operation Overdrive. I've been
Overhated. Operation Overdrive is overhated. It's one of the weaker seasons, but it's not a bad season. It just feels like a drag to get through. That's really all it is. The beginning doesn't really pick up because you're too busy world building, you're too busy establishing villains, and then you got to deal with the fact that there's multiple villains, so they need their own backstories. Then there's 2 more villains on top of the brothers beefing with each other, trying to find the stones. It's just like there's a lot of exposition you got to go through, and it doesn't really pick up until Taizan shows up, and then we really start like picking up speed and picking up the pace, and then Mac with the whole Android storyline was great. I personally think that when it comes to Overdrive, Will should have been the Red Ranger. Like I've said this a lot. I think we need to start normalizing anti-hero Red Rangers, and like recognize that not every leader has to be 100% ethical. because Will had the poise to pull off the job as a Red Ranger. I think the reason they didn't go through with it is because they didn't want him to be like too similar to Jack. But it's like, I see it, but it's like that's what made Jack special. If anything, seeing Will would remind Jack of who he was before he joined SPD, and that's assuming they would bring Brandon back for the crossover. Because if you've seen the crossover, if you've seen Always a Ranger, Bridge is the Red Ranger, and the way they explained it is fucking stupid.
I love Operation Overdrive.
You what?
I know.
It's not
I know.
bad. It's not a
If
bad
you
season.
watch
It's not a bad
Operation
season.
Overdrive without any filler, it's B tier. I promise you.
The fact
Trying to
that
be very
there
careful
is
with my
filler,
words. It has a certain charm to it.
Yeah.
Will is a good Black Ranger.
Will should have been Red.
Maybe he's definitely top 10 because there's not that many Black Rangers. Switch from black green. Tyzon's kind of lame. The rest of them, I don't know.
I think Rose is
It's
cute.
like a B grade Lightspeed.
I think Rose is cute. You know what I'm saying? I think Ronnie and Will could have had a romance going on, but that's about it.
Me personally, I would put Operation Overdrive in B. But
I'm putting it in
because
high
of
C.
Jungle Fury,
S tier.
Jungle Fury is
will always be
an
S
amazing
tier.
season. It's an amazing season. Casey,
I literally have zero complaints about Jungle Fury. The theme song is S tier. The civilian suits with the gi he has on, S tier. RJ is the best mentor in Power Rangers. You cannot debate that. I don't care what you say about Doggy Kruger or anyone who comes close. Zordon, he's better than Zordon. I don't care. RJ he's him. He is the one. The Zords, the Spirit Rangers. Oh my God. Jungle Master Mode. The theme song for Jungle Fury is probably the most Power Rangers shit I've ever heard. The Jungle Fury intro is more Power Rangers than Mighty Morphin. Like I don't know what it is about that guitar riff. It's just like that shit gets you hyped, bro.
top 3 Red Ranger. I don't argue with
Top
me.
3.
He was a towel boy.
Like I said in my my best Red Rangers video, Casey is the greatest zero to hero story I've seen in Power Rangers.
Pai Schwa Master. It's literally the best zero to hero story in all of Power Rangers. Theo,
Come on.
top 5 Blue Ranger for me personally.
Come on, dog. Come on, like we locked in. We like this. Come on, we like this, twin. Come on. Talk to me nice.
RJ,
Best mentor in Power
come
Rangers.
on, man. Mr. Fried all the time. Definitely my favorite mentor. Dom too. Dom is a great 5th Ranger. Spirit.
Now when Dom was first joining the team, I didn't like him as a character because I thought he was low-key annoying with the way he was fucking up all the time. But as time went on and he was starting to discipline himself a little bit more and starting to mesh well with the team, like he came around, especially when he got his own Megazord. His Morpher is tough. His suit is tough. I love Dominic now, but when I first was introduced to him, I wasn't a fan.
Rangers, amazing. I
Amazing.
love the Spirit Rangers. My favorite, the Elephant. Daishi,
Top 2.
Jared used to scare the hell out of me as a kid. S tier. Not much you can say about it. A lot of people love Jungle Fury. RPM
Ass.
is
Ass. I'll finish that sentence for you. RPM is ass. Now let me get now before niggas kill me for saying that shit, right? Not everything about RPM is bad. I like the story and I like Scott. That's where the compliments stop. Well, actually, no, I like Ziggy's backstory too. RPM has strong, like very strong writing, but I've said this before. If you take the plot of RPM and take Power Rangers' name off of it, it's a great story, but it's not a great Power Ranger season. The suits are okay. I feel like they're just SPD suits with wheels on them. The Zords are goofy as all hell. They don't match the world or the story. I think it's weird that Scott is the only one who understands the assignment in that they're in a race car season, so he's the only guy who's into cars. Tanya 7, she's a dope antagonist.
S tier. For a season that wasn't really supposed.
For me, it's like mid B tier. It's not Mega Force trash. It's like B tier. Like I like to say RPM is ass because like that's rage bait. It pisses people off, but it's like nah, bro. It's not bad. RPM ain't it for me. It's definitely like a mid to low B. Because there are, like I said, there are some saving graces to it. If anything, I'll say this about RPM. RPM is the most Disney XD season of Power Rangers ever. To me, it doesn't feel like a Jetix season. It feels like a Disney XD season, especially with the fact that they were trying to get rid of Power Rangers so that they could launch Disney XD, not knowing that that was a show that fit with what they wanted. So I don't know if they were trying to use RPM as like a backdoor pitch to keep the show going, especially because Jetix was popular overseas in 08 and 09. But yeah, RPM fits way better with Disney XD than it did with Jetix. Like with the Aaron Stones and the Lab Rats. What else came out? Para King, Kit Patowski. RPM would have fit well within Disney XD. I don't think it fit good as a Jetix season.
The storyline of it being like a dystopian, like that was so weird for Power Rangers.
I said this before. They had the impossible task of adapting an overly goofy season like Go Onger, but I don't think it helped RPM's case that it was an overly dramatic season. Like, you tried to tone down the goofiness with heavy drama, and it just didn't. For me, it didn't work. It works great as like a CW drama or, like I said, a Disney XD show, but not a Power Ranger season.
The pacing is great. Like, even in the filler episodes where it's like Monster of the Week and they just have to beat the monster and get it over with. There's no like driven plot point into it, as every season of Power Rangers has. It's good. Like, it has a more serious tone, and I think
for me it's okay.
That's what Power Rangers probably should be by now. I'm putting it in S tier, guys. I'm not.
Disney wanted Power Rangers going. It's not that they didn't like RPM. It's that they wanted to be completely done with Power Rangers.
Guys, I'm not a fan of Samurai.
Samurai is a top 3 season. My top 3 is Samurai, SPD, and Jungle Fury. Now, I'm making a video in defense of Samurai. I'm writing the script for that right now. I don't think y'all understand how big Samurai is or was at the time. I feel like I said it earlier in the video. I feel like Samurai was the second coming of Mighty Morphin. Because the same way we say Mighty Morphin wasn't that good, we don't like Mighty Morphin, but the people who grew up with that shit love it. Our generation, like Gen Z, is the exact same with Samurai. Samurai was everywhere. Thanksgiving Day parade, social media, it took over social media. Shit, this is the season that introduced people to Super Sentai. Like when they had the credit Super Sentai and Shinkenger in the opening credits, that was what introduced people to Shinkenger. Like the toys were everywhere, video games, merchandise was crazy. The toy line, Zord Builder, oh my god. As far as acting goes, acting was terrible. As far as the White Red Rangers goes, I don't see the point of you having White Red Rangers when you have 2 Asians on the team. What do I mean by that? Antonio's suit actor was Yoshi Sudarso. If you know who that is, that's Koda from Dino Charge. He could have played Jaden. Yoshi could have played Jaden. You already have Erica Fong on the team. She could have been Lauren. You didn't have to do White Red Rangers. It didn't make sense to me. It's like I don't know. I think those are parts that didn't make sense to me. But as far as like, I know he said the copy and paste argument. As far as the copy and paste argument, you can say that for a lot of Power Ranger seasons. Like SPD, the whole conflict between Red and Blue, that was in Deca Ranger. It wasn't like the antithesis of that season, but like, we're not gonna sit here and act like there's certain beats weren't from Super Sentai. Like with Nick being Udana's son, that's kind of similar to the whole thing with the Magi Ranger being a family of wizards. But I also believe, well, let me say this. I also believe in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't like that they dumbed down the writing of Shinkenger, but I do like that they didn't change the theme and the story around Shinkenger. Because if Shinkenger is a good season, and they adapt that into Power Rangers and don't change anything from Shinkenger other than dumbing down the writing for children, which I think is a fucking slap in the face. Like as if kids don't understand mature writing. Been watching Ben 10 since fucking '05. We understand mature writing. But like, if you're gonna do that, doesn't that make, for me, I think that makes Samurai a good, enjoyable season by proxy, because we've seen what the original source material can do. It's not like they adapted Shinkenger into Samurai and just destroyed the entire essence of Shinkenger. Like, it's still there. It's just that the hoops that they had to jump through to fit it into an American audience was unnecessary. I personally think that was unnecessary. But I still love Samurai. Samurai is the season that brought me back into Power Rangers, because I was not a fan of RPM when it first came out. Like when I first watched RPM, I'm like, what is this? This shit is depressing and boring and all that other shit. Because you got, like, I'm 8 years old in 2009 watching RPM. I don't want to see no boring shit. I want to see action. I want to see hype. Like, every time RPM came on the TV, I just turned on CW4Kids and watched Ninja Turtles. When Ninja Turtles was still on, I was watching Ninja Turtles and Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't want to watch RPM. Yeah, that's the season. I'd say this is the season that's also responsible for me becoming an anime weeb. Here's how Saturday mornings in 2011 would go for me. I would watch CW4Kids in the morning, because at that point ABC Kids was done. So I would watch Dragon Ball and Sonic X and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the morning, and then Power Rangers Samurai comes on at 12. Samurai being based heavily in Japanese culture, I didn't have access to the internet shit, so I didn't know Shinkenger existed at that point. But, you know, you had something that was rooted in Japanese culture. And then at night, I'm watching Toonami. And I'm watching Bleach. And I'm watching, like Gurren Lagann and all that other shit that was airing at that time. You know what I'm saying? Soul Eater and all that. So it's like, Samurai for me is an integral part of me becoming a weeb. And I just, like, for me, it's sentimental value. That's why, for me, Samurai is S tier.
Yes, I know it's Super Sentai footage, majority of it. Even like the out of suit scenes seem like shot by shot.
I didn't like that they watered it down.
Shiba. As much as people want to say he's a GOAT, he's not really a GOAT. I generally don't even want to talk about Samurai anymore.
He's a great character. I think Jaden is a great character. I think the story of Jaden is great. I don't like the performance of Jaden. I feel like Jaden had too much stoicism. Like, when it was time to crash out in time for Alex Hartman to emote, he showed that. Right, the story of Jaden is good, but the performance isn't it. Because if you look at his actual feats as a character, he's the best swordsman, one of the best Red Rangers in Power Rangers. But because of the lackluster performance from Alex Hartman, sorry, he didn't give that good of a performance, but yeah, I still think he's a dope Red Ranger. Because of his poor performance, it sort of knocks it down a few points for a couple of people, and I understand that. But outside of the performance, what he does as a character is great. Especially compared to Lauren, who really just showed up to be a female Red Ranger and did essentially nothing as a character. Her job was really to just give Jaden a Zenkai boost.
It's literally, yeah, you can copy my homework, just change a couple words.
Changing a couple words meaning that in Shinkenger, Takeru was adopted. Jaden was not. Actually, I feel like if Jaden was adopted in Samurai and Lauren was casted by an Asian actress, it would have softened the blow a little bit. It wouldn't excuse the whitewashing, but it would at least make sense within the story of why there's a white Red Ranger. Because he's adopted.
I'll put it in B.
I'm putting that in S.
Compared to all the other Nick shows, it's a B. Dino Charge. Dino Charge is...
He brushed past Megaforce. He didn't really spend enough time on Megaforce. I think Megaforce was okay. I think it leaned a little bit too heavy on the whole legendary battle thing. Especially when it came to Ghost Sager, there was none of that built up. But they had to build that up for 2 seasons because it's the anniversary season. What I think Megaforce should have did was they should have did the turbo thing. When the Super Mega Powers came in, that's when a new roster and a new team should have debuted. A fresh set of faces. They're facing the same threat. They are facing the same threat, kinda. It's still it's the Armada, but it's Prince of Akar and not Vrock. At least then it'd be somewhat fresh. Instead of it being the Megaforce roster getting a power up. That's what I think Megaforce should have did. They should have pulled a Power Rangers Turbo, where they bring in a new roster of heroes, and they get the super mega powers. Shit, if anything, that's how they could possibly do justice to Gokaiger. Gokaiger, with them being space aliens, them not being from Earth, they could have came in. They could have pulled the Andros. If they were to bring in a new Megaforce roster, they could have pulled the Andros. Honestly, I think the whole Troy chasing after Robo Knight. Troy has a worse performance than Jaden. Y'all talk about Jaden being a bad Red Ranger. Troy.
Dino Charge. Dino Charge is
the A tier.
I'm gonna be real.
I forgot to rank Megaforce. Megaforce and Super. I think Megaforce is a C, is a low C, and Super Megaforce is a F.
Dino Charge is an A, and the type
Dino
of
Charge is an A.
tone of Nick shows, it does a really good job at bringing out a lot of like character development and a lot of traits in the characters that you wouldn't see in Samurai, Megaforce, and some of the other ones. Like,
I think that Dino Charge is probably as close to recapturing the essence of the Disney era as you'll get in a Neo Saban season. Like, even Beast Morphers couldn't do that, and that was an RPM sequel. So it's like, I don't have anything negative to say against Dino Charge other than the fact that Tyler's character kind of doesn't have much to do except collecting power-ups. Because his whole thing was looking for his dad. But once he figures out where his dad has been, it's like, what else is there for Tyler to do besides collecting power-ups?
no blandness to any character. Tyler's a great Red Ranger. He's definitely comparable to like a Shane Connor type, and his character is written well with like depth. Yeah, definitely the bright spot in the Nick era. Ninja Steel, F.
Ass.
I'm gonna put it in F. I'm not gonna talk too much about
Ass.
it. Beast Morphers, I'm gonna put it in B. It's not a bad show. It has a decent.
I will say, I enjoyed Beast Morphers more than I did RPM. I don't know what it is about Beast Morphers that I like compared to RPM, but I think as a great sequel season, it works better for me. I think it's because they start to establish and tap into the greater morphing grid with Beast Morphers. Because it's like if there was hints of the morphing grid in RPM, we didn't know about it.
Plot, it's not bad. It's just not that great either. I'm just gonna leave it at B. I'm not even gonna dwell too much on it. I'm really tired, guys. Once I get to Nick era, I lose all interest. I'm gonna be so honest. Decent watch. Dino Fury, F. Except for Amelia.
Well, Dino Fury is high C. Dino Fury is high C. I don't like the voiceover dubbing with the Megazord fights. That shit feels AI generated as hell, especially Zato. I hate Zato's performance in the Megazord fights, or when he's doing the voiceover dubbing in the suits. I don't like it. Just not it. It just feels so phoned in when they're outside, when they're in their suits and in the Megazords. It feels phoned in.
Yeah. And the Blue Ranger, I forgot his name. Cosmic Fury, C. I'll put Cosmic Fury in C because I do like that Amelia became the leader of the team, and the whole evil Ollie thing was pretty cool.
I'll take that.
I think that's about it. Feels rushed, but I genuinely don't have anything to say about the Nick era, like except for Samurai and Dino Charge. Like it's not really my cup of tea.
I personally feel like when it comes to the Nick era, you can watch Samurai and stop when it comes to watching full seasons. Unless you want some like genuine enjoyment. If you're looking for enjoyment, watch Samurai and Dino Charge. But Beast Morphers, if you want to see the follow up to RPM, watch Beast Morphers. Like, the Nick era is extremely optional once you get past Samurai. I'd say you stop watching Samurai, or you stop watching Power Rangers as Samurai, and you just start reading the comics. Like, there's characters from future Nick era seasons that show up in the comics, and if you want to know who they are, you can just watch like clips online of those characters to understand who they are. I don't think you need to watch a full season because there's no story arcs around those characters. But as far as that goes, it's just like the Nick era is just skippable. It's skippable after Samurai. And I'm saying after Samurai because I'm biased. Obviously, I personally feel like Samurai was enjoyable, but that's just me. Shout out to Leo, man. Shout out to Gun Leo. I'm not gonna say your real name even though you said it in the video. I don't know you like that, so I'm not gonna say your real name. But shout out to Gun Leo.